Hi you guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Kimberlyn. I am a tarot reader, Akashic Witch, and today's video, I actually tapped into this energy for today's daily card pull. If you follow me on Instagram, or I post them on shorts here as well, I was feeling really connected and tuned into this collective of like, there's this missing piece of information and we were trying to tap into that, and we really got into it. And I think it was a really great message, but I was sitting here to film for YouTube for the week, and I was still feeling that energy lingering, and so I wanted to bring this to you here. So one, maybe this is double confirmation for some of you if you saw that message, and two, so we can just go a little bit deeper. I really want to see what else we can dig into, so whether this is in addition to that message or if this message is finding you in this way, that's what we're going to get into. So if you feel like you've been waiting for that missing piece of information, I'm hoping that we're going to get to the bottom of it today. So I'm not going to reiterate anything from today's poll just because this could be a slightly separate collective, but if you are interested in that, it's today's short, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe so that you can make sure to be kind of in the realm of receiving more messages from me in the future. And yeah, we're just gonna get into it. So I am gonna start with my animal tarot, and I just want to sit with this energy of like, I don't think that it's something you're like not doing. I feel like it feels very much like this is something that was supposed to be happening now, but I want to just see maybe like what you're potentially missing, or I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time with like the words around this energy, so I hope that you're able to kind of pick up what I'm putting down. Let's just start. The cards are ready. I'm gonna do one more. Okay, let's start here. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Okay. We have the Three of Cups, or Three of Shells, but that's the Three of Cups. Three of Feathers, which is the Three of Swords. The Hermit. Oh, and the Moon. Okay. Something is definitely wanting to reveal itself in this timing. What's really interesting is this juxtaposition between the Three of Shells and the Three of Feathers. So Three of Cups versus Three of Swords, right? We have playfulness and celebration up against grief and release and loss. And I think you're being asked to recognize that both can exist together. Two things can be true, right? What's really interesting to me with this Three of Shells card coming out is earlier in today's reading, we got the, or no, maybe it wasn't today. I feel like this card came up. There was something with dolphins. Maybe it was, maybe not exactly today's reading, but I feel like there's been this lingering energy of the need to connect with our inner child, the need to sit in gratitude, the need to allow ourselves to play and like not take things so seriously. And so I feel like if you've been feeling like you've been missing something, right, the whole basis of this message is like, what's the missing piece? You're being asked to like follow your bliss, but also not take it so seriously. Like maybe the reason that there's so much resistance here is because you're going into it with resistance. You know, sometimes when we're manifesting out of stress or out of desperation, our manifestations can actually come through matching that energy. And so, for example, you might manifest the exact amount of money that you're needing, but it's going to leave you just as quickly as it came in, you know? It's this very, like, it's this forced energy. And so I think there's this energy of like recovering, allowing yourself to really release anything that's feeling heavy around the situation, and allowing yourself to kind of lighten up, you know, not to be very cheesy, but it's like, it is very much the expression of, you know, what if it doesn't work out? But like, what if it does? Like, what if it just does? And what if it's better than what you were imagining or anticipating? Or what if it is better than these very structured, very rigid expectations that you have held? And with the Hermit here, it's like, you know this, like, I know you know this, but we're not applying it, right? We're not practicing what we preach necessarily. We know the rules, but we're kind of breaking them right now, which is usually I'm all for. But I think when it comes to trusting our inner wisdom, it's really key for this. It's like, I think if you can apply, you know, the energy of like, if your friend was in your position, if your best friend was in the situation you're in, what would you tell them? And is that the language, the verbiage, the optimism, the perspective that you are applying to yourself? And if not, then why? Why is that different? Is it because you genuinely don't believe it? You generally think it's different because it's you? Because that's inner work that needs to be done. This process is, again, happening in divine timing. You're not behind. It's not working. I almost am feeling like for some of you, the reason that things are not working out is not because they're actually not working out, but because you have some extra kind of threads, lessons, patterns to work through. It kind of feels like some side quests that need to be tied up neatly before we can move on. And with the moon here as well, it's like this process is showing you where you need to tap into your own perception, where you need to maybe get creative, use your imagination on how to work yourself through this. Okay, I'm gonna get a message from the archangels here. I'm gonna see what your spirit guides want to add here. So guide, spirit team, anybody for this collective who wants to come through with a helpful, clear message on what is the missing piece. Okay, we had a couple of cards come out as always. Oh, clear away the noise. Sharing your dreams, desires, and insights. Give yourself time to breathe. That feels very similar to clearing away the noise. And you have the power to create your good. Okay, this combination is very like, have you taken a minute to come up for air? Or have you been just so focused on this thing not working, right? Where we put our attention is what expands. What we focus on is what grows, right? And so if you're focusing on everything, all the progress you're not seeing, you're not only discounting anything that could potentially be happening behind the scenes, but you are training your subconscious to, like, you're finding proof as to why your manifestations aren't working, aren't coming to fruition. You're finding proof that you don't deserve the thing, or that that wasn't the right thing for you to go after. And our subconscious wants to do that because it's easier than trying to form new neural pathways and belief systems around what is actually possible for us. And so the more you can like take a beat, pause, reflect, make sure, 10-10, make sure we are really being clear. And if you're not sure, that's okay. But I think it's almost like the awareness of not being sure and like allowing yourself that space. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have an answer for everything. You don't have to know the big picture, because you're allowed to grow and change and evolve. However, knowing the direction that you want to go as of now versus just like throwing shit at a wall and seeing what sticks is going to get you a lot further. I almost feel like for some of you in this collective, it has been this clawing of like, I will do anything as long as the outcome gets me X, Y, and Z. And that unfortunately is not the path or the energy that you're meant to be having around this. When we're talking about sharing our dreams, desires, and insights, and believing that we have the power to create our good, sharing our dreams, desires, and insights for some of you is going to be external, right? Is going to be sharing with your partner, your friends, your family. However, some of you, this is very throat chakra. This is very like admitting your desires from your heart chakra and allowing them to move up to the throat chakra, admitting what you want to yourself without judgment, shame, fear, disbelief, and allowing yourself to, again, if you can in tandem, do this, like admitting to yourself what you want. What are your dreams? What are your desires? What do you believe to be true from that perspective? And then giving yourself that moment to really sit with that. What then do you need to do? What then do you believe? And then can you shift into the perspective of like, you are enough to not just want those things and deserve those things, but to create those things, to manifest those things, to call those things into fruition, to energetically match and align with those things. How do you fill in those gaps? That's the next step. Let's do some, I am going to pull some goddess cards just to see if we can get some like energy that you can embody. Let's do these two. Okay, we have the fertility card and we have the sensitivity card. This is about allowing yourself to start new things, new projects, but also to access new ideas, new thoughts, new belief systems for yourself. Also giving birth to new conditions, like what are the new standards going forward? What are your new expectations? What is the new language you are going to speak to yourself? Then with the sensitivity card, it's asking you to notice how things make you feel. Your aura feels like it's in this time of, it's not even expansion as much as it's like an upgrade for some of you, like a cellular energetic upgrade of your aura. I'm seeing like this very encompassing kind of energy. And so, because you're setting these new conditions, maybe new boundaries, new expectations, new guidelines for how you speak with yourself, your sensitivity is going to adjust with that as well. So it's up to you to notice those things, to hold those boundaries, to stand firm in those things, but also to notice what feels different, what is making you feel different, what is making you think differently in a helpful way or in a hindering way. What is feeling really supportive and like it's giving you energy and making you feel inspired and lit up and driven, or maybe even making you feel just fulfilled or energized and recharged and rested, versus what is draining you, what is causing more self-doubt, what is potentially like amplifying those negative thought patterns that we are trying to release and no longer carry with us. So it's up to you to really notice those things. I'm going to pull one of these. Is there anything else we can know about this missing piece for this collective? Ooh. Self-love and soul work. This combination is crazy. Okay, so self-love does not surprise me at all here. Does not surprise me at all here, because everything that you're going to experience, that you were meant to experience in this life, is going to be delivered to you at the level of which you believe you are deserving of and can process and handle and internalize. And so your experience is only going to be as good as you allow it to be, based on what you believe you are deserving of. So, reflecting on that, because I think sometimes, right, we like to play with this energy with the universe of like, universe, show me how good it can get. Your visualization of that example is going to be so different based on your relationship with yourself and your self-love journey. And so, I think I have an exercise that I want to share with you guys. We're going to talk about soul work first though. So what's funny about this card coming out is I felt like I was going to, when I was pulling earlier around this energy, I thought that we were going to get this card, and it didn't come out, and we got a different message instead. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So it's interesting that's coming out for this secondary go into a deeper dive of this energy, because the soul work card is about, like, this is so divinely tied to your purpose. And so when I say you have lessons that you're learning right now for a reason, to help you evolve into the version of you that you need to be, to have these manifestations come through, it is not for you to earn. It is for you to, this is just a part of your evolution. It's not you have to be this version of you so you're good enough for these manifestations. It is the version of you that is living in these manifestations is this version of you. And so in order for it to align, like, that is the life, that is the version of you that is living that life, which only past versions of you have been able to get to you to, if that makes sense. What I think could potentially be helpful if you were willing to do a little bit of extra work, I am still going to pull another card for like a journal prompt and some affirmations for you guys. But what I would really encourage you to do is, I can't remember if I mentioned this in a past video. I need to start sharing about it more, because I really do think it's such a beautiful and very helpful exercise. This is something that I did, oh God, a long time ago, more than a decade ago now, when I was going through one of my first really, really big spiritual awakenings, and I was making the breakthrough to realize that I would be working for myself and very publicly being a very spiritual witch and being very public with my practice, because I was very not open about any of my beliefs or what I do. And so, and my gifts as well. And so this is something that I did that really helped me kind of put into perspective how out of alignment I was living. All you're gonna do, this is how I explain it to my clients, is like, you remember when you were in like 4th grade and you're learning about how to like write stories and chapter books and things like that, and you kind of are learning about like character development. I want you to make like a character web basically for yourself. However, there are a couple of conditions here. You're going to start, you're just going to write your name in the middle of the page, do a little cute bubble, do some outlines, do some webs. I want you to write all of the things about yourself that make you you, that you are so deeply passionate about, that you are like, yep, that is me. This is, so like, for example, mine is like, would look something like tarot and astrology and veganism and cruelty-free beauty and self-care and XYZ. What I do not want to see on this character web are things like, I'm a great friend, I'm a great mother, I am an amazing sister, I'm a good partner, whatever. I love that you are those things. However, this is about who you are on a soul level, not who you are to other people. So I know this is really hard, and I'm a mom. Like, I understand these are things that can be huge identifiers and huge parts of who we are. And you not writing it down doesn't make that not true. It just means that we're focusing on the things that, if you were the only person on this planet, this is who you are at your soul essence. And when you do this, I hope the intention is that you can look at this and really see how much you're maybe not prioritizing certain things on that character web. Like for me, it was like, oh, all of my stuff is so esoteric, but some of my closest friends don't even know that I'm like in this world. Or like I was working in a retail job and it was like, I want to be working with my hands more. I want to be doing energy work. I want to be learning. I want to be my own boss, like whatever it is. And I think it's just sometimes just seeing how out of alignment we are, even when we don't feel like it, can be really illuminating, in the sense of like, oh, all I needed to do was this, and now I feel like I'm making progress because I have a clearer direction. And that seems like the biggest kind of hiccup for a lot of you guys in this collective. Again, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because this does feel like a pretty large collective pull. I think some of us are just feeling a little bit stuck right now, which you are so allowed. And as we are now moving towards Samhain and the veil thinning again, I want you to have any tools at your disposal. So really getting into this. We're gonna just pull one last card. And is there any final messaging that can be valuable to this collective regarding missing information, a piece of information that will help them see the bigger picture, or feel like they have a final piece to a puzzle in order to move forward authentically and in alignment? Okay. We had a couple come out. Oh, we had 4 come out. So I'm not going to read to you guys from these, but I will flip through and give you all of the journal prompts and all of the affirmations. But oh, we get this card all the time. So if you are interested in this message, you can definitely find this in a previous YouTube video. This is the Hold the Light card. This is about remembering who the fuck you are, tapping into your gifts, your sensitivities, and remembering that, again, it's that zooming out. Remembering that you are a soul being having a human experience. Then we have the Between Worlds. This card is about being at this kind of etheric bridge, being about to cross into that kind of quantum leaping energy that a lot of you seem to be on the cusp of, and kind of having the revelations that you need in order to move through. Then we have Sacred Cave. This card I also love. This is about spiritual growth and like a period of gestation. So being about to birth something, which we had that fertility card come out for you guys. And the last card that we got is the Secret Garden. This is one of my favorite cards. This is about planting new seeds, realizing hidden dreams, and also the energy of like nourishing yourself, which again, reflecting on that self-love energy. This is so perfect for you guys. So for the Between Worlds card, your affirmations are: I am open to receive new wisdom teachings, and I know there is more to be revealed. The journal prompts for that energy are: what new dreams or visions call out to me from beyond, and what unseen truths do I sense today? Then we're going to go to Hold the Light. And the affirmations for this card are: I am ready to surrender to new wisdom. There's a theme. I am returning, and there is a possibility of a dream that was once a reality. The journal prompts for that card are: how can I celebrate my sensitive nature more? And how can I see the world around me from a higher perspective? And then lastly, we will do the last two. And we've got the Sacred Cave. Affirmations are: I am ready to face my deepest self, and I am open to the visions that wish to emerge. The journal prompts are: where in my life am I being guided to retreat and grow, and where is my own metaphoric cave in my life? And the Secret Garden affirmations are: I am ready to plant new creative seeds, and I deserve to bloom in every way. And the journal prompts are: what new growth am I suppressing or needing to release, and what can I begin seeding, planting, and nourishing? So just to wrap this up kind of neatly together in a bow for you, please do that practice that I mentioned, or do any or all of these journal prompts that stood out to you. If there was one, excuse me, if there was one card that really jumped out to you over others, whatever applies, you know. I really think that you're being asked to just take a small action, because I think there's a deeper revelation waiting for you. It's specific. You know, I feel like this was very illuminating in and of itself, in the sense of like, it's admitting to yourself what you want, and also admitting and acknowledging and believing that you are deserving of that and you are worthy of that. And it's okay for you to want those things. And so if you feel comfortable, comment down below. Let me know. I'll hold space for you for your goals or desires, or just let me know kind of where you're at with this, because this is big energy. This is very transformative energy. You're being asked to take some new steps, and the steps are going to feel maybe scary, maybe they feel heavy, maybe they feel triggering for some of you. Again, bringing it back to those first few tarot cards, like this could be a very, I think it's going to be healing, in the sense that I think you're going to be doing things that we've maybe done in the past or tried to do in the past, and maybe it didn't work out the way that we thought. And so there's like a kind of revisiting those energies with a different and much more positive outcome. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you'll let me know where you're at with this energy. And I'm sending so much love to you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Again, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. So I will see you in my next one. Bye.